Hi, King. Good afternoon. The Lord King
Hi.
says it on the
Good
forum
afternoon.
intentionally to celebrate God child on this very important occasion. We're glad to have
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
And like the Lone King, please, you're going to open with a word of prayer because the sister from Argentina who was supposed to do that is probably having some issues. So be on standby for that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Roshani, Roshani. Wow, some awesome family. Awesome. Roshani?
Wait.
Hello. Okay, all right.
Uh,
Oh God. Hi, Ngozi Ajama, a good friend from Nigeria. AJ, thanks for joining us. So
Thank
glad to
you,
have you.
Ami.
Ghana in the house, Nigeria in the house at one start,
The
India
pleasure
in the
is
house.
all mine.
How is Nigeria this afternoon?
Thank you, Ami.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for celebrating the girl child.
Yeah, that is what we do.
Yeah. Roshani has also
okay, this is what we needed to check for half an hour, coming half an hour before. Now, just a sec. Things are just showing errors. Just a
okay.
minute. Because we
Mhm.
cannot do this till everybody comes in. That is why.
Okay.
It goes through a different server to go live.
Okay.
I think we are live already. I think we are live already.
Thank you so much, Irene, for that remark. Good afternoon, Nigeria. Good afternoon, Cameroon. Good afternoon, Ghana. Good afternoon, India. Namaste is better that way. And good afternoon, South Africa. Good afternoon, Africa. Good afternoon, world. Thanks for joining us on this exclusive and exceptional episode organized by Target Peace and hosted by Roshan Ishanas all the way from India to celebrate the 2020 edition of the International Day of the Girl Child. Mark this year under the theme, My Boys Are Equal Future. We're all going to be deliberating and laying emphasis on the fact that education knows no gender. And of course, you know, we do not start this without seeking the face of the Most High God, because we all know we didn't do anything special to see today. It's by His grace that we're here today. So I'm going to invite the lone king on this panel and our brother from Ghana take us to open the session with a word of prayer. Hello, Ghana. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Let us pray.
Thank you.
Beloved Heavenly Parents, our Heavenly Father, we are grateful that you have given us an opportunity to espouse on a very sensitive topic like this one. The world has been dominated for more than 6,000 biblical years by men. And it's a time and it's the opportunity in history for women to rise and demand their equal rights, their rights that were given by you. We pray that this program will be a program that will enlighten, inspire, elucidate, encourage, and give us even more vim and courage to move forward in the fulfillment of an ideal world where your children, the girl child, is made, is given the education required. If equality is made to be, if people believe, if governments decide to make equality obligatory in the fields of education, everything can be put right. Therefore, we pray that we will not be here only to discourse, but to create the forum, the opportunities that will open doors at the levels of policies. We pray that you bless the beginning, the middle, and the end of this program. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much for opening the session with a word of prayer. And we'll stay right there in Ghana to meet our sister, Comfort, who's working hand in glove with you on very laudable initiatives to empower young people into peace building. Hello, Comfort. If you're on board, can we have you rocking with that special poem for the girl child? Hello, Comfort. Comfort is a young woman that worked hand in glove with the Lone King on this panel, Tega King, for very lovable initiatives in Ghana to empower young people. And recent they had, most recent event they had was in account of the International Day of the Girl, International Day of Peace. I beg your pardon. I'm so carried by the girl child. I feel like a girl child today, so you guys will pardon me anytime I go emotional. My sincere apologies. And this was organized, and they got so many interesting initiatives from all over Ghana, from young people like old people, get towards peace building, and it was just, I can remember that session was so exceptional. At the end of it all, 3 people won, and the third was a girl child. She's only 10 years old. And that day, Comfort was one of the hosts, if I'm not mistaken, of that panel. Comfort, are you on board? Hello, Comfort. To catch up with time, if she's not yet around, she's going to join us. Today we are focusing on the importance of educating the girl child under the theme Education Knows No Gender. That's what we're focusing on today. Though we know the global theme is My Voice, Our Equal Future. And we'll begin with our sister Rose Oba from Cameroon, who just joined me hours ago, all the way from the West region to celebrate some tens of girl children at the CBC Baptist Church at Ebeshe. They were handed over some books so they could start their 2020-2021 academic year on good footing. Hello, sister. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon, Amy. Good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure to share with
the girl child to you. Can I
get me, please?
I'm so excited.
Are you getting me, please?
Yes, we can get to you. I don't know about the others.
Happy International Day of the Girl Child to everyone. And it's my pleasure to actually share with you for this few minutes on girls' education making the brilliant face of every nation. Girls' education making the brilliant face of every nation. And we all remember that if you educate a man, you educate an individual. But if you educate a woman, you definitely will be educating a nation. And this well-known African proverb has long been motivating people around the world to strive for education for all. To me, education is a crucial element for women to join this movement of gender equality. Education for the cost of investing. And so girls' education increases economic growth, increases women's wages, improves women's health, reduces child marriage, and increases individual and community development and empowerment. And we all know that girls' education is critical from each point of view of life and society. Literate ladies, as we can attest to it, have a more beneficial existence contrasted with the uneducated ladies. They equally partake in the family matters and in the formal work showcases as well. They win well, they wed at an impressive age and plan a family in a superior way. And in addition to the fact that they take the right choices for themselves, they give better education choices to their youngsters. And so education is how we truly drive the greatest change for women and make progress in achieving equality for all. And I must tell you that it is one of the things that no one can take away from you. It is your power, it is your way of life for whatever you want to do. There is something striking I want us to take home, and this is about making sure that education be the third exit for girls. And I take you all the way to Morocco, where there is a saying that says that every woman has 2 exits, and the first one is from your home. You go to your husband's home, and the second exit is to the grave. This is not the journey that we should want for our girls. There is a need to express the importance of making sure that education for girls becomes a priority. And that is why I am highlighting here that this becomes the third exit. This is what education should become, literally a third exit and passion for girls. I wish there were more girls in Cameroon and in other parts of the world, and indeed in every corner of the world, to be as fortunate as we are in being able to receive education and make a difference, not only to their own lives, but also the lives of others. One thing is that while we are proud to know that Cameroon and other countries have made huge strides in education, I know there is more to be done to improve women's education. Today, nearly all the girls attend elementary schools and more women go to university. In Cameroon, still, only a small percentage of girls attend and complete schools in the rural compared to higher percentage for boys and even adult men. And in the heart of our and in the heart of hearts and in the heart of hearts and in the heart of our heart story, we all know that girls in developing countries are no less deserving of an education than their male siblings. What separates them from the opportunity to learn is geography, luck, and of course, gender in some countries. Helping girls to reach their potential becomes very important. It will be a tall order for gender equality and education for all to happen overnight, but we must fight tirelessly towards that goal. The good news is that there are many wonderful, inspirational people trying their best to advance the cause of the girl child, especially with regards to education. Education for girls, like we all know, not only accelerates women into leadership, but it also helps the society to grow. Progress for women, progress for girls especially, means progress for women implying progress for everyone. Educating girls is more than transforming one individual at a time. It improves their families, their communities, and even nations. Once you understand the ripple effect of education for women, I think you will find, as I have done, that every industry or community can only reach its full potential when girls and then women reach their full potential. It is high time to press for progress, especially in the form of education we give our girl children. Starting with this fundamental axiom, I want to say that we can unleash the power of girls for a better future. Look at the current state of the crisis in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, for example, including the COVID-19 situation. The challenges of the girl child are exacerbating. During conflict, educational needs change and different barriers to education for girls and boys emerge or become most evident. Girls' education outcomes are worse in conflict-affected states, especially as girls enter adolescence. Girls are almost 2.5 times more likely to be out of school if they live in a conflict-affected country. And adolescent girls are nearly 90% more likely to be out of secondary school. I make reference to UNESCO's 2015 document that was published recently, and the 2011 Education for All Global Monitoring Report notes that in countries affected by conflict, girls make up 55% of primary age children who are not in school, and they are also forming the majority of lower secondary age children out of school in conflict zones. In these situations, insecurity and girl and school-related gender-based violence combined with harmful stereotypes about the value of girls' education to produce violations of girls' rights too within and through education. I'll definitely be rounding up in the next few minutes, but to say that recognizing the particular vulnerabilities affecting girls in conflict-affected contexts with focus on girls' education is very crucial today. Furthermore, actions that enable girls' education in conflict-affected areas, especially in crisis contexts, can create windows for opportunity for transformative change that may have, that may not have existed prior to the conflict. And one more thing, community participation and engagement is also critical in the delivery of gender-sensitive and contextually relevant education. One of the practices that stand out as having positive results across several different interventions in community participation in the support of girls' education is actually working with communities, and this includes parents, teachers, traditional and religious authorities, and the girls and boys to change perceptions about girls' education and equally encourage active participation that leads to ownership and sustainability of initiatives through advocacy, and engagement, and rapport with different stakeholders in the community. It is definitely possible, to influence behavior linked to social norms that would otherwise hamper girls' education. Excuse me.
Sorry, my dear.
And I have the next 3 minutes to wrap up. Excuse me.
Maybe you should get a glass of water. Sorry about that.
Yes, I just did. And
Okay.
let me take the aspect of the financial and the in-kind support, which I must say helps families to send girls to school. Some positive practices to promote schooling in this context have included providing financial or in-kind, that is food rations or school feeding support to students. And alternative education mechanisms are very crucial when standard school systems do not provide the flexibility needed to support learners. Although education, let me talk about alternative education, which includes accelerated learning initiatives. And it has shown the potential in improving access to learning opportunities for excluded children, especially girls in conflict-affected areas. So targeted strategies to mitigate issues centered around girls when it comes to gender-based violence must be included in our education program, creating protective environment for girls, support them to continue schooling, and mitigating the drivers of gender-based violence who can reduce incidents. Insights from this or from some promising programs indicate that it is critical to focus on reshaping harmful social norms relating to gender, sex, and equality violence that are the key drivers of gender-based violence in the community and by extension, in and out of our schools. Programs that involve collaborating with communities who can foster behavior change, which to me can emphasize reflecting on the realities of how gender-based violence affects girls and the community more broadly. And this will actually show even the potentials that our girl children have. A key conclusion for my review is that in order for interventions to work in a more sustainable manner, programming for girls' education should be adopted, and it should actually take a multi-pronged approach, be responsive to the communities being served, and be combined with programs that can tackle discriminatory cultural and social attitudes and practices while promoting women's economic and political participation. More systematic research and monitoring and evaluation of education programs in conflict context is definitely required. And so I end up by saying that knowledge management systems in humanitarian context need to be strengthened so that information about useful evidence-based approaches is available for those designing responses on the ground that consider girls' education, because girls' education makes the entire world, especially the brilliant face of a nation. So I end up by saying that education is a priority for the girl child, and definitely we should not discriminate on basis of sex. Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias. Merci beaucoup. and Malacca for some people in Bangante who may be joining us. And Akwaba, you comfort, finally joining us all the way from Ghana. I'm so grateful, Rose, for that wonderful presentation. Progress for adolescent girls has not kept pace with the realities they face today, and COVID-19 has reinforced many of these gaps. This year, under the theme "Our Voice, Our Equal Future," we are seizing the opportunity to be inspired by what adolescent girls see as the change they want, the solutions, big and small, they are leading and demanding across the globe. In 2020, we commemorate 25 years since the adoption of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, the global agenda for advancing the rights and empowerment of women and girls everywhere. Generation Equality was also launched in early 2020 as a multi-year, multi-partner campaign and movement for bold action on gender equality, a clear narrative and actions related to the needs and opportunities of adolescent girls and the solutions is central to the Generation Equality mission. Our next speaker is our dear sister IJ from Nigeria. She will be focusing on why educate a girl child. Good afternoon, Obianjunwa Ajama. A very happy International Day of the Girl Child to you.
Thank you so very much, Ami Banda, all the way from Cameroon. My name is Ijoma Obiajonga Ajama. People call me Mama SDGs. I am the co-founder, Mackenzie Touching Lives International Initiative. Let me start by saying that if you would want to change the world around you, if you would like the world around you to be a better place, please educate the girls. The immediate benefits and the long-term impacts of educating a girl child is quite astonishing. It can never be overemphasized. The health will improve, economies will grow, societies are transformed. When girls are educated, their families, their communities, and their nations, they prosper. In fact, educated girls are changing the world around them. Now, let me give you some key reasons why I believe we need to educate the girl child. One, an educated girl can increase her income. A girl with just an extra year of education can earn 20% more income as an adult. And this means better nutrition, better health care for her family. Her quality of life will improve. The quality of life of people around her will improve. The living conditions will improve. Income can be a good impetus to get out from under the grinding cycle of poverty. And when you educate the girl child, believe me, she would seek out, she would find, girl childs are, we are go-getters. She will find opportunities to make her home, to make her society a better place. Number two, she marries later. An educated girl breaks the culture pattern of girls marrying as children. We understand when we talk about girls marrying as children and the consequences of a child having a child. Talking about VVF, talking about abuse, talking about poverty, talking about all sorts. Girls with higher levels of education, they are less likely to have children at an early age. This point was brought up by UNESCO in the year 2000. And then marrying later, it means she will not be a child herself when she becomes a mother. Number three, an educated mother has fewer children. In fact, studies have shown that the more children you have, the more prone to poverty you are. Yes, an educated mother is likely to have fewer children. She has better knowledge about contraception, as well as increased opportunities for employment. An educated mother provides better care for her children at home, thus increasing the value of her children's human capital and reducing the need for more children. Point number four, educated mothers are less likely to die in childbirth. Why? Because her knowledge about healthcare, it contributes to reduced maternal mortality rates during pregnancy, during childbirth, and the postpartum period. This is because increased education of girls, it leads to more female healthcare providers to assist with prenatal medical care, with the labor, with the delivery, even with the follow-up care. The skilled care before, during, and after the childbirth, it can save the lives of women and newborns. Let me give you my point number 5. Her children are healthier. Now, the single biggest factor in reducing the mortality rates among children under the age of 5 is more education for the women. This was reported in the Scientific American, the year 2011. A literate mother has a 50% higher chance of her child surviving past the age of 5. More education helps women make better decisions about prenatal care, about basic hygiene, about nutrition, about immunization, all of which contribute to healthier children. Of course, a mother cannot give what she does not have. It is only if she is educated that you can see the effects and the impacts of the education she got on the people that she's nurturing. If she does not have that, you don't expect her to offer it because she did not get it. Now, let me give you another point. An educated girl is more likely to become involved in the workforce. She's more likely to become involved in politics. She's more likely to become involved as an entrepreneur. She's more likely to bring economic stability to her family and her community. She's more likely to provide when the husband is not there. She's more likely to help out as a helper that she is, help out, provide the little basic things that the children would need. Let me tell you, there are compelling benefits associated with girl-child education. You have reduction of child and maternal mortality, improvement of child nutrition and health, prevention of lower birth rates. You have enhancement of women's domestic role and their political participation. We also have improvement of the economic productivity and growth. Okay, let me also give you another reason why the girl child needs to be educated. She invests in future generations and in her community. If a girl child is not educated, she would not understand what it means to invest in the future or even to invest in the community, which also the other way equals investing in the future. But when she is educated, she is more exposed. She understands, she learns from other people's experiences. She doesn't have to go through what every other person went through before she understands. Education opens her eyes to understand these things that other people have gone through and helps her take better decisions to invest in the future generation and to invest in her community. And this is what we're talking about. How do we make our localities a better place, a more habitable place, a more peaceful society? It is only a woman who is educated that can be able to offer this value, because education improves and increases the value of a woman. My point number 8, she experiences less discrimination. Girls and young women who are educated, they have a greater awareness of their rights. And because they have a greater awareness of their rights, they are more likely to understand how to communicate with other people and be able to be accepted and not face discriminations just like the uneducated ones. Another point, she makes her own decisions. You see, because she is better informed, well informed, by the reason of the education that she got, she is in a better position to make decisions for herself. But if she is one who is not educated, who does not understand her left from her right, who does not even know which side her bread is buttered, then how do you expect her to be able to give back to make the society around her better? So an educated woman makes better informed decisions, decisions that will help her children, decisions that will help her wards, decisions that will help her husband, decisions that will help her community. So if there is any one person in this world that needs to be trained, and if we are in a position to make a choice of who to train, please be better informed to take the choice of picking the girl child for education. Let me also give you another point. She is safer. You know why? Education protects women from abuse. Now, it's not as if she would go around bragging that she's educated, you cannot abuse her and all that. The thing is, because she is educated, she knows how to handle things. When issues come up, when a matter arises, when there is an issue that has to do with abuse, an educated woman knows how to handle it and how to wriggle herself out of it, even without much trouble, without involving the police, without calling people to come and help. She knows, because she is better informed, she is safer, and then she can manage the situation and be able to get herself out without facing abuse. So let me say that educating girls work. Incredible things happen when a girl gets the education she needs. Her life and the lives of children will improve. She earns an income. She contributes to the local economy. She models confidence and self-determination for her children and the girls and women in her community. Thanks to the support of donors and partners from all around the world, we can continue to empower girls and women around us. Thank you so much. These are a few reasons that I have for educating the girl child. And I hope with these few reasons, we can be able to stand anywhere to tell anyone and everyone who cares to listen that a girl child needs to be the one to be educated if there is a choice to be made. Otherwise, everybody can be educated. But if at all there is a choice to be made between a boy and a girl, it has to be the girl. Thank you.
Education does not generate so much. Ajama from Nigeria. I wish I could say, how do we say thank you in your language?
Imela.
Imela. Imela. You stay with us. When we leave Nigeria, we're going to Ghana. I don't know why my heart falls for Ghana at all times, but I can only return a Kwaba, and that doesn't mean that my heart does not fall for Nigeria. I will come for you anytime soon, Sister Ajama. And from there, I'll go to India and meet Sister Roshani. I want us to meet the lone king of the session, a young man with a visionary mindset, the kind of Martin Luther King Jr., the kind of our own Roland von Mundan here in Cameroon, doing us really proud, the kind of Barack Hussein Obama. And today, he's going to be focusing on the necessity of amending cultural heritages and the national policies for a more gender-balanced education curricula. Good afternoon, Ghana, once again, highly represented here by Tiga King. You have the floor.
Good afternoon. I'm so happy to be that sounds greedy, to be the only man. So many women. When I saw the flyer, I was like, wow, you guys need to include more men in the discourse of the gender equality for girls, especially at this point in time when you are taking over. I'm saying that you are taking over because women were never really given the opportunity. And with the opportunity that is coming, there's a lot that's going to change in the world. I personally, I will speak on personal terms. My name is Tiga King. I am the president here of the International Association of Youth and Students for Peace. There are many other things on my portfolio, but let me move straight to the point because we have very little time. My topic again is the necessity of amending cultural heritages and national policies for a more gender balanced education curricula. You see, all the good things we will say here, if they are not infused into policies, is as good as nothing. Policies made at the level of governance or at the level of the nation is what will bring the girl child to the level where everyone dreams, or the women or girls dream about policies. But how do we reach there? We need to look at the soul of our culture, the soul of our civilization. What has made our civilization what it is? On my side, as a Christian, I will look at the biblical context of how the woman is projected. And if we who have been carried along with the Christian background or even the Islamic background and many other religions, there is something about women in the scriptures that we just somehow ignore. And I believe when such cultural and religious backgrounds are being amended, a lot of things are going to be put in place. Because let me tell you, the women are the ones who deliver the children. But it is paradoxical that it is still the women who will apply certain types of cultures to deprive their own children. They live in a home where some of them are molested even on a daily basis. This topic is very dear to me because every topic about women is very dear to me because I lived in such a home where my parents or my mother had to go through a lot. We saw abuses nearly on a daily basis. So I cannot imagine after a mother has gone through such a type of abuses or such a type of life to come back again and start living her life, trying to train her daughter to adhere to certain cultural heritages that kept her on the disadvantage all the while. So if we look at the soul of our religious background, there's something that is missing. We're either not applying what the scriptures, for example, the Bible, in this case, I'm talking about the Bible, the Christian Bible, we're either not applying what the scriptures are supposed to be, or we are being ignorant about it. We're being hypocritical or being ignorant about it. Let me start with a very interesting one. I will take Genesis 5. I don't mean to take you to church, but bear with me. I will take Genesis 5:2. Genesis chapter 5, verse 2. It says that male and female created he them. That's God created Adam and Eve, male and female. He said he created he them and called their name, and called your name Adam. And called your name Adam in the day when they were created. In Genesis 1:27, there is an emphasis on that. It says, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God, created he created him, male and female, he created them. God created male and female, Adam and Eve, in his image, projecting what he is to the exterior. So if culturally it's understood that throughout history, God, every time we call man, there's supposed to be woman as well. In other words, every time God is talking about a man, he's talking about a woman. Every time he's talking about a woman, he's talking about a man. Every time he's talking about the prophet, there is also a prophetess. Although there have been this suppression because of the fact that there is a story that explains that, oh, the woman was the one who did this first, who ate the fruit first and then brought it to the man, and blah, 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 blah. So these place the woman at a certain level or at a certain disadvantage, and this has been perpetrated or propagated by religion, and then in families and culture, the aspect of woman being on the back and always inferior has been projected more rather than the original principles of creation. If we look at that very well, you'll notice that the beginning of scripture itself starts with that. So if we can correct religion, if we can correct our cultural heritages from the beginning, that is the principles of creation itself, the principles by which God created itself are principles of duality, which comprises of the masculinity and the femininity. And I'll give you a typical example. Still on this cultural background, St. Paul or Apostle Paul in Romans 1:20 says, from the beginning of creation, his invisible character is talking about God. His invisible character and deity and his power are clearly seen, being understood through the things that he has created. Therefore, we are without excuse. In other words, the nature of God, for us to know the nature of God, for us to understand God, we need to understand the things that he has created. Now, if we take from the smallest thing, which is the subatomic particles that constitutes various matter, from the smallest iota in the universe, and study that very well to the biggest of things, we'll identify the aspect of male and female in everything. Let me give you a typical example. A particle, let's start from a particle. A particle, the subatomic particles, they have either a positive charge or a negative charge. Am I wrong? Banda, am I wrong? I'm definitely not wrong.
Yeah, right.
A positive charge or a negative charge. If it becomes neutral, it is only because it was first positive or negative. They propagate or they expand based on a combination of more positive together and more negative together, like that, and then it grows. If you come to the atoms, it's the same thing. If you come to the molecules, it's the same thing. If you come to these plants, you may say, oh, what about the plant? In the plant, as you see the plant, as I say, in male and female, he created him and called him Adam. The plant you are seeing there has an aspect which you know in biology, the stamen and what? And the pistil, or the pistil. The stamen and the pistil. So the pistil is like the feminine. The stamen is like the masculine. And they can only propagate and sustain their type through the stamen and pistil, which symbolizes male and female. If you come to the level of animals, it's the same thing. If you come to the levels of human beings, it's the same thing. Therefore, we have covered everything in the universe. Women, you've got to rise. You've got to rise. It's your time to rise. But you don't just rise and speak and recite all the aspect of how you have to go to school, how you have to do this, how cultural this. No, you have to cite what made the men to feel more and more superior, even when scriptures like the Christian scriptures popped up. That should have upgraded our understanding of who God is and how we should relate to our partners as wives. The respect we are supposed to give our wives. This is not given. I give you a typical example when I was growing up. we had this Mami Papa games we used to play. And then there was a certain guy who was bigger than us, who was the papa in the family. And then I saw something which gave me a strange perspective. I mean, I was really worried about what he did. Because even my parents or my stepfather, who was molesting my mother in the home, never did that before. But I saw this papa manifesting the typical nature of what parents or fathers manifest when they are with their wives in the typical African setting. When Mama gave Papa food, Papa first of all came home drunk. When Mama gave Papa food, Papa ate the food, finished eating the food, took the plate and threw the plate in front of Mama. I was very, very young, maybe 5 or 6 years old or 7 years old. But that remained in my mind for so long, and I had never stopped asking, why will one partner, one person in the family, between two people who are supposed to be in a harmonious union to be able to create the lineage that will continue and make them and sustain them, why will they be maltreated in that format? So I was very worried, curious to find out some of those things. And that's why in my research and in my studies, I came to fall in love with the teachings of Father and Mrs. Moon. Because Father and Mrs. Moon, you need to find out about them. There's a lot of negativity about them that you need to know about them. This is what they try to project. They try to project the fact that in every circumstance, the man and the woman, the equality has to start with the parents. The parents must set that standard of the equality so that the children can see. It's not that when the father is in the house, that's when the children must respect. No. No. It has to be corrected. All these cultural backgrounds have to be corrected so that the children can respect themselves. The female can respect the males can respect the female. And therefore, when they pop up and they are growing, there will be nothing like having a favorite when it comes to education. All of them have to go to school. But like our sister Riley said, because of the importance that is attached to what? The family and the role that the woman plays, the role. There's a difference between having roles to play and being a boss. There's a difference. A family, a society cannot move forward without a center. That is very obvious. But it is not an obligation that if I am the woman in the house, providing everything in the home, I should still be the subordinate. Why? Why can the man not stay behind and cook? Why? So all these cultural aspects, these cultural heritages have to be looked into. Forget about these ties and all these stuffy things that they wear and not what we wear, trying to project some kind of kingship. You are nothing without the woman. You wouldn't have been born. You will not continue your lineage without the woman. So you are absolutely nothing. What gives you your importance is the woman right in front of you there, whom you should respect. You cannot talk of loving each other, loving people. You cannot talk about respect to people. You cannot talk about being a good person when you're not a good person to your own spouse who is right in front of you, right there. And then we start talking about the man must be like this. For what? If the man must be like this, the woman must be like that. As simple as that. That is how I live with my wife, and I have not seen any problem with that. I've not seen any problem with that. So it is a matter of what? Is a matter of understanding in an office. Don't we have a boss? We have a boss, right? But does the value of that boss as far as being a human being different from the employees? No. No. Maybe for that job, but after that, the human value remains the same. A man can still be a boss. The woman can still be the boss, but it does not change the value of that woman. It does not change the value of that man. That's why I always ask the question, between the hen and the egg, what came first? Even the biggest genius cannot answer that question. If you know the answer of that question, please turn on your mic and answer me. Between the hen and the egg, what came first? Amy, can you try?
I dare not try.
Who can try to answer that question? I bet you will miss it. You'll miss it. In either ways, you'll miss it. The reason why the cultural heritages have to be changed or have to be amended to fit the modern man and the modern spirit is because there is a lot that is not right, and that has to be put right. We take, for example, the flow of history or the history of religion. We know that when a person picks up an idea as a boss and has got the power, he can implement that idea in a very interesting way, and that idea can be sustained for a very long while. And that's why history sometimes has been distorted. It cannot be that, I said this last time, it cannot be that in the plan of God, while he was creating everything, there was no woman. That's the impression that is given in the scriptures in the Bible. Oh, he saw this naked man moving up and down with all over, and he's so lonely. And so, oh, this man is so lonely. So let me create him a woman, a companion who is going to take care of him. This is absolutely wrong. There was a plan. First of all, there was a vision. And based on the vision, there was a plan. And it is the plan he was executing. That is why everything is created in male and female. Everything. So don't tell me that he was creating the animals, male and female. I didn't know he was going to create man and woman, male and female. Or the man, male and female. So the hen did not come first. Or if the hen came first, there was a cock that came with the hen for the egg to come about. So there is always the prototype. The prototype has to emerge first. So the creator makes the prototype, and then based on the prototype, we can be able to have the rest of the things that will come from that prototype. That is how it goes. That is how everything came to be. That is have affected even our governance. They've affected everything about our social lives, our socio-economic activities. It has affected our political decisions because of the type of cultural heritages and the way we have taught things have to be or things are. So I'm in Ghana here at the level of the governance from 2005 to 2009 to 2012, we had 81% males, 81.5% males in governance. And can you imagine the female? The female was just 18.34%. It has to change. Of course, it has been changing. In from 2013 to 2016, we had 82.4 males, and we had only 17.86 females in terms of percentage. In 2017 to now, what we have in the governance is 80.77% of males and 19.23% of female in governance. It has to be that policies inscribe and says it very clearly, or say it very clearly, that the woman or female will have this quota. And therefore, they can embark in advance to train females who can be able to hold certain positions. If this is not done, if policies are not taken to see things in that format or to move towards such a trajectory, it will be very difficult for, it's just like today we are saying that discrimination in everything. There's got to be an indemnity or a kind of policy that gives them the opportunity to rise. So I hope that you who are here today will not only talk about let's make schools. We have to go straight. We have to go deeper than that, and create the possibility where the governance begin to look into. Of course, there is a lot that has been done, but more has got to be done. And I believe that if we scratch not just the surface, but the root of the problem well, it will be possible for governance, for policies to be made, the women can hold better position. When that is done, then the gender balance can be even more interesting. Of course, in Ghana here, the junior high school, for example, you have a junior secondary school, you have about 40% girls, which is very interesting. They are making real efforts. I hope other countries in Africa, especially, are also doing the same. Thank you very much. I've taken a lot of your time. If I've done so, please forgive me. I'm the least person to speak here.
Thank you very much. Now you can talk for Africa, and you're not just the only talking type, you implement it. And that's why we are very, very proud of you. And we pray that this generation emulates from you. I reassure you that the speakers of this session are not just speaking. They all believe that we all have a right to be free from violence, slavery, and discrimination. They all believe that the girl child should be educated. They all believe that the girl child should own property, which is still very difficult in some parts of Africa. The speakers all believe that the girl child has a right to vote, and she has a right to earn a fair and equal wage. May that say thank you so much. I wish we spend a long time could give you because I know what you're capable of doing. And you not just speak, also know what you're doing on the field. Thank you so much. Dear King and only cock on this session, like your name indicates. But we'll stay in Ghana anyway. We'll stay in Ghana to meet Kodi Comfort. Kodi Comfort is the law student woman there, thanks to you, dear King, at the University of Professional Studies, the founder of League of Nations, League of African Defense, and co-founder of My Education, My Story. She's here with a beautiful poem for the girl child. Akwaba Comfort.
Midasi, thank you very much. All right, good afternoon from Ghana. I've been introduced already, so I don't have to bother you with a lot. All right, so I want to appreciate previous speakers for the amazing talks we've had today on girl child education. It's an honor having all of you here, and indeed education knows no gender, and I believe I'm adding my voice to a cause to advance our equal future. We all know that it's an undeniable fact that education is the fundamental human right that is supposed to be enjoyed by everyone and not only boys. Girls equally deserve the right to have access to education. We deserve the opportunity and chance to fulfill our boundless potentials. Gone were the days when society thought it was not necessary to educate a girl child. Now it is not so. Now we are seeing a certain level of normalization of girl child education, even in developing worlds where this problem of girl child education is a rift. But is that enough? I ask all of you. Until the ratio of boys to girls in a classroom depicts equity, the fight for girl child education is never, ever over. These days are days that we as a community must come together to awaken the girl child to stand up for themselves and to do what they have been denied of for so many years. We are not saying they should compete with men. Oh, no, no way. That's the last thing we would ever do. We only want to build a society where girls have the same opportunities and rights as boys, where girls are empowered for themselves and for them to build their lives around their own potentials, and not to live by standards of society. Girl child education plays a great role in shaping our future and professional career. It gives the girl child the opportunity to develop personality and recognition and respect in the society and family. The progress of the nation at this point, we do not need to be told, that depends largely on girl child education. So girls' education should be encouraged around the globe. We cannot, and I repeat this point again, we cannot hide behind the ignorance of the past and ignore the importance of educating the girl child at any cost. And before I conclude this short message, I just want the whole entire world to know that girls are not the problems in the society. Girls are the solution. Girls are not a liability to society. Girls are an asset that society must uphold. Girls are not ignorant. Girls are modest and humble. Girls are not callous. Girls are compassionate. Girls are not self-centered. Girls are thoughtful. Girls are not inconsiderate. Girls are considerate. Girls are not hostile, and this I think everybody knows. Girls are friendly. Girls are not dogmatic. Girls are open-minded, and we see this in our schools. Girls are not unreliable. Girls are reliable. Girls are not pessimistic. Girls are optimistic, hopeful, and cheerful. Let us all here and join the world at large to form an alliance to encourage girl child education. Indeed, education knows no gender, and indeed, my voice are equal future. Thank you, Africa. Thank you, Ghana. Thank you, Target Peace. Thank you very much. I'm done.
I honestly feel like a 15-year-old girl child today. Comfort, Kodi, Medasi. I'd like to inform everybody that we have 30 minutes more because our host from India has another meeting, and our next speaker is also rushing. Sorry for another meeting. Welisane Mokwen King is a household name in Cameroon. She is not only a journalist working with Cameroon Radio Television, she's the brain behind the Welisane Foundation. She's done so much for the girl child. I could take a whole day to present her because I've had the privilege to work with her on much time. The health program on the CRTV national station. I can't name it all. Good afternoon, great woman. Thanks for joining us on this forum to empower the girl child while we are celebrating the 2020 edition of the International Day of the Girl Child.
Thank you very much, Amy. Thank you to all the previous speakers. It's an honor for me to be part of this wonderful and significant event on the International Day of the Girl Child. And I must say that I've really been inspired by what has been said before, especially to our friend from Ghana, King Tega, for that wonderful male perspective. So I was called upon to talk about our project One Girl, One Dream and its impact in the society. We know that it's okay for us to sit down and talk, but it's also important for us to take action. I'm here with some very dynamic young girls who we are having an event with. And we have to do more than just talking. Like I keep telling every other person that we need to get on the field and get the work done. So the One Girl, One Dream project is about, empowering young girls with education. We know that every young girl has a dream to become a doctor or a lawyer, a journalist, and what have you. But what are we doing at our own level to ensure that we can, push this dream forward? And that's the idea behind One Girl, One Dream. We provide young girls with didactic materials. We provide them with their tuition fees, and of course, mentorship and counseling to keep them in school. Education is too important, and like the 75th anniversary of the UN projects this year, education cannot wait. Education cannot wait for anything. We are in the pandemic, but education has to continue. We have an Anglophone crisis in Cameroon, but education has to continue because that's the only way that we can be able to develop our nation and to develop the world in general. Now we know that young girls have so many barriers. People keep asking me, why girls, why girls? And I tell them that the problems of the girl child abound. We have female genital mutilation, we have child marriages, we have discriminatory traditional practices, we have so much that stands in the way of the girl child. And if we do not do more than talking, then we are going to leave many girls behind. And like it is said in the United Nations Women, leave no girl behind, let no girl be left behind. So in this our project, One Girl, One Dream, we try to identify young girls who are displaced by wars or crises, young girls who are less privileged than we are, and it's the onus on us to give back to these girls, because for those of us who have been blessed, we need to think about those who do not have the same opportunities and the same situations politically, socially that we have been given. And there's a popular adage that goes that we have not lived until we have done something for somebody who cannot repay us. And that is why it's important for us to go beyond talking and really just look around our surrounding and find a young girl who does not have access to education and get this girl back in school. Primary school education is not even that expensive. If you can just get the books and the PTA levy, then that's fine, and that is good to go, because like UNESCO says, education for all. Education in Cameroon at the primary level is free. You just need to support the girls with their tuition fee. How difficult can it be for us? We do not need to, break windows and doors to do this. We just need to reach out to the next girl in our neighborhood, the next girl in our offices or wherever we are, and reach out. So the onus is on all of us to support a girl's dream wherever they want to be tomorrow. You, me, need to do this, and if we can help to send one girl to school, then we have done our homework, and we can proudly beat our chest and say we did our best. This year for our back to school, because of the pandemic in Cameroon, we started school last week, and thanks to our One Girl, One Dream, we have supported over 100 girls to go back to school. We give them didactic materials, paid tuition fees for those who could not afford, and we are happy that this year we're able to support right up to the university with their tuition fees, which in Cameroon for a public institution is just 50,500 francs. So yes, that is what we should do. Together, let's join our hands and support just one girl. If you can do this for one girl, then the world will be a better place, because I think that we have the means to support a girl at least in primary school. So thank you very much, Target Peace. I'm running late for another event, so I wanted to just drop this in and say that together we can do this, and let's continue to talk. Let's continue to make noise about girls' education. And of course, for boys and for girls together, we can make a better nation and a better world. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Iya Welisane Mokwe. That's the way she signs anytime she's leaving the studio when she's presenting any of her programs. We're so very proud of you, my dear. You make Africa proud, you make Cameroon proud, and you are an exceptional breed of the feminine, of the femininity we have in our world today. And we pray that anytime young girls will emulate from people like you. Take our greetings to the lovely team carrying on with the next project in Yaoundé, connecting with other people in Cameroon and without 237. Thank you. That's how emotional I get when women shine the light for the full woman. WOMAN. After listening to Cameroon's Welisane Mokwe, who joined us from the nation's political capital, rushing for another meeting, we will take you to Mauritania to meet another power woman, Mirabel Sonke. And she's been working, she's worked in several countries under the United Nations. I really could take a whole day to present her. Hello, Mirabel. Thanks for joining us. Today, you are also focusing on the essence of educating the girl child, while yet illustrating the challenges women and men do face in and out of Cameroon in educating a girl child. Hello, Mirabel. Bonjour. Merci de nous rejoindre.
Hello. Hi, Amy. Hi, everybody. It's such an amazing platform. Target Peace did it again. So, Amy, I think exactly 1 year ago we met. Sometimes 1 year ago we talked about this. It's exactly 1 year when I met you in Cameroon talking about the sensitization work against rape. It's always a pleasure when it comes to talking about the ills of society.
Because she actually,
and I think it's Welisane that put us in touch. Thank you, Welly. It's always amazing, supporting each other is something that we need to do for a better society. And until we get that down into our heads, we will never ever succeed. We need and I want to commend Tega King, who's with us. I think we need so many men to join us. It's not a woman's fight, it's our society. And as I say today, I'm in Mauritania vacationing, so I'm talking from Mauritania. So having that said, I will be talking about the challenges that are encountered while educating a girl child. I was there. I was a girl child. I will take my personal experience. At 16, I was pregnant. My parents didn't give up on me. If I am talking today, it's because my parents didn't give up on me. My parents took the kids and said, you have to go to school. It's rather unfortunate. It's rather unfortunate that so many parents think that being a teenage mother is the end of everything. Okay, we can say this case is about 20% in the world. But most often at times, we have, I'll put three factors. You have the sociocultural factors that really, prevent girls' education. You have the students' personal reasons why they don't want to go to school, especially the girl child. And then you have the school-based factors. So I will englobe this in three. The sociocultural is this culture that they tend to brainwash girls that education is going to change them from who they are. They're embracing another culture that is not theirs. These are some of the challenges that we have. And it starts from every parent. When a parent starts brainwashing the child, a girl child, that she's good for marriage, whatever you do, there's nothing that is going to be important. The utmost is marriage. No, you all have spoken. For a woman to be happy in a marriage, she needs some education. And sometimes, I don't want to say only school, you have different forms of education. You can educate the girl, or you can empower. I want to put education, not only school, but different ways of educating a child. There's so many ways. And it might be because the child comes back and tells you, Mom, that school I cannot, but this is what I want to do with my life. Why don't you tailor this education as per what the child wants? That is why I talk of the students' personal choices. So the students' personal choices too, it's also linked to the culture. We all know that. Because if every day you hear at home that you have to be married, you are good only to be a housewife, you are this, you are this way that they've brainwashed women, girls, it's what is causing them to make those choices, So I go back to, when you look around, our mothers are those who have the key to this. I always say women hold the key of patriarchy because women are the enforcers of patriarchy. Yes, sometimes it's not, you will see some parents, you go to some homes, you see the fathers fighting with their wives to give their children an education. But the women say, no, if you send her out there, she's going to come back with an unwanted pregnancy and things like that and things like that. No. We have to change the dynamics. We have to make people to understand that pregnancy does not stop a woman from being empowered. We have seen women in the past. I know I was just reading the other day, a 58-year-old woman who in the past 10 years chose to be educated, and today she's a medical doctor. And it is helping her to, she got married. She was sent out to marry at the age of 16. These are some of the sociocultural practices that push women in the backyard of all this. We also have now school-based factors. Sometimes in schools, they discriminate. The girls face discrimination. This, how do you imagine a teacher or the principal of a school you know, like mostly in public, in government schools, because in private school it's not going to happen. But how many people, due to poverty, will send their kids in private schools because they want to give them an education? As Welly said, education in primary school is free in Cameroon. Yes, it is free, but at what cost to the girl child? When the girl child goes to school, for example, at the age, she starts school in the villages at the age of 8. By the age of 10, when she gets to class 4, class 5, we know the kids of nowadays, they start maturing very early. They have breasts, they have boobs, they have everything. What? And you see the teachers who start harassing them sexually. How do you expect this girl child to continue school when she is sexually harassed? The girl has to run. She chose to be in the safety of her home rather than going where they're going to defile her. These are some of the challenges. We don't see it. And until we have policies, until the state know that this policy, zero tolerance policy on sexual harassment from teachers, then the girl child will never be safe in school. They will be very comfortable because that's the only opportunity the mom who sent the child to school is waiting to tell the girl, no, you are safe at home. Just come back. Let them not defile you there because you might not get a husband. You know, like it still goes into the brainwashing of the girl child. The ultimate is to be married. You have to be a good wife. That is the problem. So everything, because we need to make everything, we need to put it's a nutshell. You can't take this one and leave this one. Everything, it's so nice, the discourse. We really want to educate our kids. But how are we protecting our children? I'm talking about the challenges in sub-Saharan Africa, because in the West, you will not have a teacher sexually harassing a student. These are the challenges. You will all agree with me that these are some of the challenges that our girls face. We know of the case of the teacher in Bonaberry. It was a private school, not even a government school. 18 girls were raped by a teacher. How do you expect another parent to send a child to school when they think that their children will be raped? You see, so this thing, it goes back to what Mr. Tega was talking about, policies. We can say all what we want today, but if we don't protect the girl child, then it's going to be a problem of education, how we educate them. Then the girl child, even when you send them to school, they face a lot of challenges. So we need to come together, and it's not only Target Peace to do this. All of us, we have to talk to our communities. This is what she's doing. She's just called us. We've shared this on other platforms. People are watching. Let people know that it takes collective action. It doesn't take only Target Peace. It doesn't take only the Network for Solidarity. It doesn't take only Irene Barra to stand on Akimbo. It doesn't take only Tegak. It takes the whole community. Welisane Foundation is doing a great job, yes. But excuse me, we need to get the parents. We need to get society. And the only way society can influence all or the other parents is if the state makes it an obligation, and really, like, there's certain things that have to be on zero tolerance. There are things we should not tolerate in schools, because you can send your child to school, and if your child is not comfortable in that environment, your child will never be educated. So it takes a whole community. It doesn't take only a few people. It doesn't take sending a child. Let's shout, as we all say. But the challenges we have in sub-Saharan Africa are so much that it's deterring girls to continue schooling. How do you expect a child who the teacher groups, touches her boobs, touches her butt? How do you expect that child to feel comfortable? That environment is a hostile environment to this child. So these are some of the things we have to consider to fight for before, before we get into really, we are sure that the environment is not hostile to the girl child. And this is particular, not only in sub-Saharan Africa, it's particular in developing countries. It's not only in I think in India too, I was watching a movie in India where a girl child was grubbed, you know, like they were touching her and she had to run away from school. So this is a problem of underdevelopment. Our policies need to come up with the zero tolerance in the event where a teacher does that. When a girl child reports, don't say because ABC. No, we need to protect our children. Our environment needs to be friendly to our children. So that is what I have to say about the challenges. I will not go inside because it can take the whole day talking about the challenges in educating the child, the girl child in our community. I want to thank Target Peace. And as I said, the Network for Solidarity, Hope and Empowerment looks forward to working with you. I'm currently doing a follow-up on one of my sensitization that I did in Mauritania. You all know how it happened. I shared it on their platform to see that education is really, really important. So we really need to come together and make a peaceful environment, a very accommodative environment for our girl child to be able to study. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, Mirabel Sonki, joining us from Mauritania. I hope that you can get me because I had a slight issue technically. I actually wanted my sister Roshani Shenas, who's hosting us, to present Irene Barra. But if you can hear me, then please put your hands together and make welcome Cameroon-born Irene Barra, the lady behind the Akimbo project. Small pepper, adding a lot of flavor in a big pot of soup. Welcome, Irene Barra.
Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for having me tonight, and thank you for having me this morning. I don't know what time you are in your country, but I'm super excited to be here to add my voice. And there's something I like about this topic. I like about what we are talking about to this forum as a whole. I cannot say anything without saying thank you to Madam Banda, for this forum, and that's what we are talking about. I'm going to center it around something like this. Thank you so much for this forum. This forum means a lot, because without a forum like this, we have gone to school, you know, and oftentimes we think we are educated, but actually it's like we just went through school so we can get a job, and there are so many things we ignore and we walk past them. Meanwhile, we are actually educated people. Now, I want to say thank you to you for this forum. I want to say thank you to Tega, the only man in the house. And I'm promising you that next time we are sure going to have many more men in the house. And thank you so much to Rose, Oba Rose. Thank you so much to Ajama from Nigeria. Thank you, Comfort Cody from Ghana. Thank you to Roshani from India. Thank you so much, Mokwe King from Cameroon. And thank you, Bella Sanki, who's joining us right all the way from Mauritania. God bless you all, and I'm happy to be here. Now, I know that every year, all right, there is a celebration of the World Day of the Child, and every year has a new theme, right? I mean, I think every year has a new theme, and this year's theme, if I'm not making, yes, is education knows no gender. So that we don't, you know, I like it when they have a theme. So we flow with the theme and try to hammer that year and get it to a certain percentage. Education knows no gender. And then Target Peace goes to say, educate, do not discriminate. Let's give them a voice, our voice, their future. Trust me, I think we have come to that place where we need to look at each other in the face. All right, Ami has already introduced me. I don't need to talk much about who I am. And today's social media is just a small village. You just tap Irene Barry, you're going to know more about me. So let's just go straight to the topic. I think we've come to that place where we have to agree that each and every one of us has gone to school, but trust me, there are many people who have gone to school just because their understanding of education was, I need to get educated and get a job and have some money at the end of the month so I can take care of my family. That is all they know about education. They don't know anything else about education. Of course, they can read and write, but they don't understand the other impact of not only educating you, but educating others, even without discriminating whether you know them or you don't know them. But because you've gone to school, good enough, you're educated, you have a job, and it's giving you some money or putting some money on the table for you, you're empowered. You have to also empower others by telling your community that education is good. I am who I am because I was opportune to be educated. Now, that's why I'm saying that we have come to that place where we can just come down from the policy table and then move down into the streets, look at each other in the face and like, okay, Madam Ami, you are a journalist for the CRTV. What are you doing? Now, trust me, I haven't seen this topic bigger than it is just because it's only after she invited me to this topic, I am educated, that I went into a lot of research and I was shocked. And some of the things I read, my eyes were filled with tears. I'm like, what have I been doing? I have not been doing enough. Meanwhile, I am educated. So there are so many of these women who are educated out there in big and huge positions, but we need to sing and give that trumpet out to say, we need to go out and speak to each other. Let's target, our first target is the educated themselves, because many are educated, but they do not know how to extend their education to another class. It just ends within them and ends with them. And that's it, them and their children and their family. But I was shocked when after Ami got me to this platform, I decided to go deeper to do a research. I wept when I saw the millions and millions of children worldwide who are not able to acquire even just the basic primary education. I was shocked. And just like my sister Mukwe said before now, that their association is going to the place where they are not only talking, as you and I are talking right here, they are looking out for, even if it's just a child, a girl child. And then in that number, I shock you, 80% is a girl child. For cultural reasons, for war reasons, for humanitarian reasons, and for many other reasons that you and I, who are educated, already know the reasons why they are not educated. And so I throw back the question to all of us. I must applaud every woman here. I must applaud every frontliner woman to say, I congratulate you for the effort so far, but we are still a long way to go. Trust me, look at your fellow sister, your colleague in the office with whom you share the same office. Look at her in the face and ask her, what are you doing with your education as regards your community, as regards your village, as regards where you come from? What are you doing with that education that you have already? How many more people are you talking to, trying to enlighten them that the girl child needs to go to school? Today in my community, let's bring it down. In my community in Cameroon, the girl child is known for house chore jobs. When they go out to the villages, when educated women like you and I like to talk to myself, when you education women like you and I go back to the village to bring out these girls, and we tell their families, we are trying to bring them out of this poverty. We are bringing them out of this enclavement. But when we bring them back to the towns and our cities, we bring them to our homes to become housemates. We bring them to do house chores while they accompany our children, get quality education, and they are not given any chance at all to be educated as well. At the end of the day, most of them, 70%, Bella Sonke will tell you more, they become sex slaves for their matrons and their patrons who brought them. They so told the families, we are bringing them out of enclavement to educate them. These are educated people. They have gone to their community, telling the community, I want to go help them. But they bring them out to the town to simply sit and watch others go to school while they continue to do household chores. At the end of the day, you see most of them are on the streets as street hawkers. They're on the street as prostitutes. They end up being molested and violated by the same parents who brought them from their enclavement. So what was the need? How have you impacted your community? You who is educated, you and I, we are educated. What are we doing? And as such, I want to say thank you so much again for a platform like this. Because trust me, I'm educated, but this has given me another picture. Listening to everyone who has spoken before me on this platform from different parts of the world, I'm having a different picture of what my energy and focus should be on as far as the girl child is concerned. I think we've gone past that time when we can just talk policies and talk about our levels in society, how big we are, how huge we are, how much we've acquired. I think how much we've acquired should be likened to how many people we are educating, even if it's just a moral education, encouraging someone. Now on my platform, I do my best to encourage people. But trust me, before now, I didn't look at the picture the way I'm looking at the picture right now. And I think that that's go to my platform, you see how many followers I have, how many people listen to me. I'm a typical example. Trust me, I didn't see the picture the same way after listening to all the other speakers, the way I see the picture right now. The picture is different. There's a need for us to go back to the board. Look at ourselves in the mirror. Not only looking at ourselves, look at each other, your fellow colleague who is educated, maybe more educated than you. You ask them boldly, what are you doing with your education as far as the girl child of your community is concerned? Who is in your house taking care of your children? Are you doing anything for that child so that she can at least get an education? Because she that you went and brought from an enclave period, she is a representative of so many. She has a first-hand experience of what goes on in a village circle. And if you educate one child from that village, you have educated an entire village. Because if you pick a child from an enclaved place, from a war zone, she has had a first-hand experience of war. She has gone maybe through rape from the hands of her rebels or from the hands of the military. She knows what the pain she's going through. And when you bring her to the town or bring her to your home and you keep her still as a slave to take care of your children while your children go to school, and she just acts as an accompaniment to your children to get a better education, and she's not educated, you have killed an entire generation. But if you bring that girl child who has had this kind of experience and you tell yourself, I need to impact this child, even if she's there to accompany my children, but I need to create a timetable whereby I can fit her in so that she can get, even if it's just a basic primary education where she can read and she can write. Trust me, you have not given her fish, you have taught her how to fish. After that primary education, she will find her way out because she knows where she's coming from and she will see the impact of what it is doing to her, and she will go out of her way to want to bless, to want to reach out to another fellow sister of hers or brother, even because we said no discrimination in education. She want to reach out to another village person that she knows that, hey, I can bring a cousin. I can tell a cousin, please go to school. Don't joke with your classes. See, I can write now. See, I can read. See, I'm online. I'm reading things. Because look, online today, a child who has even the basic primary education, she just needs to be enlightened a little. She can come online and study for free. If there's somebody to even accompany her with a little data, she can study for free. So every girl child needs that basic education. We should stop pointing fingers at people. Let's turn around and point the fingers to us and ask each and every one of us, what am I doing to my community as far as the girl child's education is concerned? Now, the mates I have in my house, what am I doing about their education? Is that what they are supposed to be? Just being mates? And then tomorrow I go and stand on a big platform and I begin to carry a microphone and I speak good English and everybody applauds me. What about the mates in my house? Who's going to speak for them? Because educating a girl child is educating our future, our prosperity. Time will come when your voice, you want to talk, but you are too weak and too feeble to talk because age has caught up with you. And that child you educated needs to speak on your behalf. Merci beaucoup à vous. Merci. They need to speak on your behalf. Now, because you've invested every energy, every focus on you alone. And trust me, a child you educate must not be your child. Once you educate a child, careless of who she is or who she is from wherever family background, you've educated a nation that will survive you tomorrow. This woman you're educating is that woman that will sit in the law office tomorrow, in the parliament, on the Senate, to decide your old age benefits. Because at this moment, your time is gone. We are just passing by on this society and on this earth, and we just need to leave our footprint and our impact for a positive posterity. So I'm saying this to the ladies and gentlemen. Let's change our mindset. Thank you so much, Roshani. We need to change our mindset and look at things differently. We have too much focus on the government has said, international NGO has said, this one has said. You know, when Army was doing this and calling me, please bring a pink t-shirt, I was like, this girl, what's wrong with her? What's going on? She's just everywhere, you know. It was like she's mad. That is what many more educated women see people who are hustling to bring this message, to bring this awareness. They look at you as you lack what to do. They look at like you don't know what you're doing. You just can't push yourself together. But when I sat down like, but what is she up to? Can I look closer? And I started looking closer. I started going detailedly into who is this person? What is she talking about? And I read and I saw how many millions of children. Trust me, where I come from in my country, it is 4 years. People that are supposed to take after me have not gone to school. 4 years because of war. They have not seen the four corners of a classroom. They are in the bushes. They have been raped. I hear that many of them have gone for abortion. They have died in the course of abortion because they want to abort that thing that came on them when they did not call for it. It is a sad place. And we are talking, just ranting. I want us to come next time, Army next time. Maybe we take a challenge. Mokwe said, this year we've put 100 children in school. Maybe next year, when we are meeting on the place like this, each and every one should be saying, I was able to reach out to 10 people, 10 girls, 2 girls. And trust me, it is still the same woman like you and I that goes to that village to pick them out from the bushes, telling them that we are bringing you out because the war is chasing you. You're not, and they bring them down to the cities. Do you know what they do to them? They become slaves in their own country, in the cities, under the same women who carry microphones and talk. I said before that I want to applaud every frontline woman for the work so far. But if you look at your community, don't look at mine. I'm crying for mine. If you look at your community, you will see that there is small reason why we have not ever started. And I want to say that if we can transfer a platform like Ami's platform to another platform, we'll be talking to let's talk to the educated women first. Many of them went to school, but school didn't go through them. The education is for them and no one else. We start educating them about the impact of their education, what they need to do with what they have as knowledge and understanding to their community. Then we'll have 10,000 more platforms doing the same thing at the same time. There are people like me who are like, what are they? Let me just look at it closely. And they will see it closely. Trust me. There are people that have the energy to, but they don't have the vision. And until you open up to them and bring them to that awareness, then they can buy your vision and they will have they will use that energy they have to punch it and push the education of the girl child forward. Thank you guys so much. God bless you. Thank you for having me on the program. Thank you, Ami. God bless you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Irene. I'm sure Ami will be back soon.
Wow. Irene, I don't know. That was so touching.
Okay, my microphone had a problem. I'm so sorry about that. I'm sorry, my microphone had a problem. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Roshini, I wish we could all clap for Irene Barra, but I know if we clap, we're going to chop. Okay, fine. Comfort, do that. Let's just do it. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
You rock. That's the energy that the African woman must be emboldened with to crack down all those problems faced by the girl child. Access to education, employment opportunities, reproductive health and rights, maternal health, gender-based violence, child marriage, female genital mutilation, water and sanitation, you name the rest. We're going to wrap up with our host from India. She's rushing for another meeting, and we are so thankful, Shukriya, that you hosted us this afternoon so we can celebrate the girl child in the most unique and original way as we have done. Namaste, Roshani Shinaz. Thanks for joining us.
Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much, Amy. I don't know whether you all can hear me. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. All right. Great.
Okay.
Our ears are itchy. We can't wait to get your words.
Okay. All right. Okay. Things are, I don't know whether the voice is clear because it's not showing up here.
It's good.
Okay. Namaste, everyone. I think we will pass it. It's not happening from my end.
We can hear you.
You can
I
hear
can hear you 5 on 5. I hear you 5 on 5.
All right. All right. Okay. Okay, so namaste everyone. Thank you so much. I think all our amazing speakers today have already shared what we needed to speak for this important forum on the importance of educating a girl child. From the spiritual point of view, I would just like to add that hands that rock the cradle rules the world. A very age-old saying. And it is this, tilted imbalance in life today because of the negligence towards the girl child, the negligence towards the feminine energy that we have continuously through aeons of lifetimes not looked into. It is that aspect which is glaring right into our faces, but we tend to ignore. It is in knowing the importance. If we are 50% of the population, so to speak, by whatever census, I'm not very good with immediate numbers right now, but we are ignoring 50% of the planet's important population. And as again, that is said that when you educate and empower a girl, you educate and empower an entire family, an entire society, and the world at large. Why do you call something which is taught to you right from the childhood as mother's tongue? Why do you call that? You call it because she is the one who God has ordained to be the carrier of life, the carrier of creation. Nobody else is given that power. And it is she, the words, the language, the persona that she emits is where the upbringing of that humanitarian that you and I would clap about in this world is shining on the world stage. It is her nurturing, it is her nourishment that is creating that human in each family who may grow up to do something really great, who may grow up to get those Nobel Prizes and everything that can put him on the world map. But all that is done by throwing a blind eye to that very woman who brings you into life. As very powerfully said by Cody and Irene and Belle Sonki, that we are just being brainwashed time after time. I've put it up in our description for today's forum, that we blame the government, we blame the society, but who is the society? It's you and me. Who is the government? It is who we have chosen. It is people like us. It is not animals. Don't ask what the country and the government is doing for you. Ask what you are doing for the country. Ask what you are doing for the fellow human. Ask what you are doing for that little girl. And today our call to action, as already spoken by one, that was what Amy and I had discussed as well, that let these not just be talking forums. Let this not just be throwing anguish out of, oh my God, what's happening in the world? No, that's not what we are here for. We are here for change. We are here so that I can change something stupid out of my life that is not required anymore. It is there so that I can change something more definitive that can bring a more concrete change in the society. Pick up someone around you. You don't have to go far. You don't have to give big donations to big organizations. You just need to have a heart which has those passionate eyes to see who around you can be uplifted. Support your laborer's child, support a worker's child, support a worker's sister, support a worker's mother. There is an amazing NGO that I work with in India as well, along with my own, called the Women's Movement for Peace and Prosperity, for giving voice to the voiceless women. We need to stand by, we need to stop talking, and we need to act. Otherwise, millions of such forums will not make a difference. And thank you to Irene for sharing my thought, which we were chatting about, of changing the mindset. This apathy that it's not making a difference, it's not connected to my life, directly. That's the apathy we are seeing all around today. We are busy with our lives and our partying and our social media and how to increase our followers and everything. God damn, leave what is happening around in the world. We always have somebody to blame for it. That's what our lives have become. We need to change that. Let us call this a call to action. Come back on this video and post which girl are you trying to make a difference to. Pick up anyone in your life. It could be a friend's, worker's child. It could be anyone. Go into the slums or hutments in the neighborhood. Go to your watchman. Ask him if he has a girl child. And education is open and is the birthright for boy or girl. But because it is the girl child that has seen the negligence, we are focusing on this topic called girl child. By this, in no way we mean that the boys should be neglected. We are, as our brother Tega King said, we are created in the likeness of God, and we have to walk shoulder to shoulder to make this paradise of a planet. We have no rights to destroy what we got in such a beautiful form when we came by. And let us not take this for granted. Let us make a difference now. I'm thankful to Amy, my dear sister, for giving this platform, bringing in these amazing speakers from various parts of the globe, who through their passionate lives are creating that change. I thank Target Peace for creating these different webinars and forums, and I'm so honored that God gave me this opportunity to host them, to bring all these voices so that may it reach. And that's the mindset. We have a joke, we will forward it to 500 people. We have a fake forward, we will forward it to 5,000 people. But we have something good, we will not forward it. Oh, who has the time for a webinar to listen? Oh, who has the time to know of all these things? So let's change that. Forward every good thing that you receive. Forward every good forward of a message that you receive. Forward every link of a good video that can create a change. And that's where we are today, to create the change. And I hope that each one of us watching on YouTube and on Facebook will come back to this post and write, including all our speakers. Please write the difference that you've created and the difference that you would like to make to one girl child at least. If each one of us is responsible for one another human being, I'm sure that we will make a great difference. Thank you so much, Amy, for having this. Thanks again. And thank you, God, for the blessings in all our lives, that we are able to connect from so many different parts of the world, that you have created this technology for us to come closer. May we treat this as a boon, a blessing, and utilize it for the highest best of humanity and all of creation. Thank you and namaste to all of you. With that,
Shukriya. You know, I'm like a girl child today. I'm so excited. I just want to say everything, but I also have to understand at this time. So rapidly, we're going to do this. And I'm going to pass the baton of command to Comfort. Comfort will hopefully pass the baton of command to you, Roshani, our host, whom we thank so very much. Shukriya, Shukriya, Shukriya. And then you would pass the baton of command to whom you choose to end this. So I am Amy Banda from Cameroon. Education knows no gender. Educate. Do not discriminate. Comfort.
I am Roshni Shanaz from Mumbai, India. Education knows no gender. Educate, do not discriminate. I pass on the baton to Comfort Cody.
Comfort, you are muted.
I see. Great. My name is Comfort from Ghana. Education knows no gender. Educate, do not discriminate. And I pass on the baton to Bella Sonki.
Well, I am Belle Sonki. I'm from Cameroon originally, but the mother of the world. Education to me has no gender. I educate both my kids, a boy and a girl. And Irene Barra, as she said, I have been educating children from Liberia to Sierra Leone to Congo. For every mission I went to, one child benefited from an education, be you a boy or a girl. So gender knows, education knows no gender. I pass the baton to Tega King.
I am Tega King from Ghana. Educate, don't discriminate. Education knows no gender. Pass the baton to okay, she's not around.
Who did you pass the baton of command to, King?
To our sister Welisane.
Welisane. Welisane Mokwenken, you have the baton of command from Ghana. Uh-oh, then Irene might just take.
She could pass it to AJ.
All right.
You may have to choose someone else.
Okay, I take forward from there as Irene Barra. I think Mokwe said she was having another engagement. I'm sure she's involved with another engagement. And my name is Irene Barra, and thank you, Target Peace, for this platform this year. And we are saying that our children, the right to education. We don't have to discriminate. Educate whoever it is. It must not be your brother, your sister, or your mother. Just make sure you're affecting the life of another person through education. Thank you.
And you're passing the baton of command to?
To Oba Rose.
Oba, Cameroon.
Thank you very much. I just want to say that before I conclude, this is Rose Oba from Cameroon, and I wish to thank Target Peace with all my heart for this brilliant session. And I wish to say that education should be this. We are definitely going to end up with temporary development. So for girls, for boys, for men and women, education should be for all. Do not discriminate. Thank you.
And you're passing the baton of command to?
Ami Banda.
You want me to say that again? I said that at the beginning. I would like Eileen. I see a certain Eileen Zay on the forum. Can you please do what the others have been doing? Yakpu Eileen Zay. Can you hear us?
I think I would like to give the mandate. I think no, not Roshani, but to
AJ
Ngozi.
Nigeria, Ijoma. Yes, we've not given Obia Junwa Ajama. Yeah, that's it. She's not had her basin of command. Thank you. IJ, where are you? Hello, Nigeria. Unmute your microphone. Okay, fine. Great.
Back to me, I would say that education knows no gender. Educate and do not discriminate. Thank you.
Imela. I can see a Yeku Eileen. Can you take the baton of command from our darling sister from Nigeria? Unmute your microphone. Unmute your microphone. Your microphone is muted. Great.
Great. Thank you, Legacy, for this suggestion. I'm very, very happy to take part in the platform. And I want to pledge that I'll do my best to ensure that everybody gets the best that right institution and actually every platform and kind of take all give it a picture.
Thank you all for your time. I'll rapidly say Ubuntu. I'll say thanks to you, Medasi, merci beaucoup, Obaros, Medasi Comfort Cody, Medasi Tega King, Imela, Ngozi Ajama. Thank you to my brave, bold, brilliant, and beautiful sister, Irene Barra. Thank you to you, Yeku Eileen Nze. Thank you to you, Bella Sonki from Mauritania. And Shukriya to you, Roshani Shinaz. I'm not going to repeat what we've already said. I would just say educate every girl for a better future. Education is for all. Education doesn't know gender. Girls deserve the world. We must bring equality by giving them wings to fly, because they are stronger than we think. A very happy International Day of the Girl Child. I'm so looking forward to have us reconnect again. But I have to work with you behind the scenes, Tega King, so we do something for the men on the 19th of November, 2020. If we are ready, let me see a show of our hands. 2 already? I have just 2. Okay, fine. I don't have the other hands. 3 from India? Okay, that's good. So we're going to be coming back again on the 19th of November. This time we will celebrate the men. We hear a lot of talk about the women all the time, the girls all the time. What about the boys? What about the men? So we're going to give you the floor, the red carpet on the 19th of November. Thank you all for your time. Thank you all for the wonderful things you're doing. Thank you all for being the game changers. Thank you all for choosing intentionally to be light in this dark world. And we pray our Almighty God will continue to fortify you so you will continue to be the change you want to see. Shukriya, Roshani, we've chopped 9 minutes of your time for the other meeting. I'm just going to wish you a happy Sunday, and I'm looking forward. We can connect. We can all connect after the meeting on WhatsApp, so we can continue from there. We have to liberate Roshani so she can continue with another meeting. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. I'm so grateful.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. And thank you to all our viewers for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, my.
Bye.